As we've discussed in previous videos, the baseless impeachment inquiry into President Biden has limped along for the past few months with little fanfare, despite MAGA Republicans' desperate attempts to keep it alive. But unfortunately for them, and this is breaking news, all of that was dealt a crippling blow because the previously anonymous source who was responsible for some of the key allegations against President Biden was just arrested and charged by the Justice Department for making false statements regarding those allegations. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert buttons before you go. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, friends, this is relatively breaking news just reported within the past hour, but here's the situation. You may remember in this long, meandering, 12, 13, 14-month road regarding the impeachment effort against President Biden, there is a form, an FBI form, involving an anonymous confidential source that was involved the FBI. And basically the allegation is this. A confidential human source who had been previously reliable to the FBI reported on June 30th, 2020 to the FBI that he heard a Burisma official, this is a Ukrainian energy company for whom Hunter Biden, President Biden's son, worked for. This official involved with Burisma said that he paid Joe Biden $5 million and Hunter Biden $5 million as part of some sort of elaborate bribery scheme when Biden was vice president. That was the allegation, according to this confidential human source. This is what he reported to the FBI, and this is the FD 1023 form. Now, if you do a quick Twitter search, okay, Biden FD 1023, you will find example after example of prominent conservative commentators, Republican officials like Marjorie Taylor Greene making a big deal about this 1023 form because it was a key component. This is the Republican Oversight Committee back in September. In a June 30th, 2020 FD 1023 form, a highly trusted FBI confidential human source revealed Burisma owner Mykola Zlochevsky believed he could pay Joe and Hunter Biden $5 million each for influence. As Pat Fallon explained in the hearing, this fits into a pattern. Even Chuck Grassley, the withered Iowa Republican senator, was hanging so much on this. They made so much hay about this 1023 form. And yet the confidential human source at the heart of it was just arrested. His name is Alexander Smirnov. He was arrested in Las Vegas after returning from a trip overseas for making false statements about the allegations with respect to President Biden. It's a 37-page indictment from the Justice Department. It goes into vivid detail laying out the timeline, but the situation is this. It concludes very simply at the bottom. That, have it here, between on or about June 26th and June 30th, 2020, in the Central District of California, the defendant Alexander Smirnov did knowingly cause the making of a false entry in an FBI Form 1023, a record and document with the intent to impede, obstruct, and influence a matter that the defendant knew and contemplated was within the jurisdiction of the United States Department of Justice, a department and agency of the United States, in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1519 and Title 18 United States Code Section 2. As NBC News breaks it down, the case grew out of a special counsel investigation being led by David Weiss, a Trump appointee who was investigating Hunter Biden. The 37-page indictment alleges that Smirnov had been an informant for the FBI since 2010 and provided false derogatory information to the FBI about both Joe and Hunter Biden after Joe Biden became a presidential candidate. He allegedly told the FBI falsely that officials with Burisma, Ukrainian energy company, had told him they'd hired Hunter Biden because he would protect us through his dad, then Vice President Joe Biden, from all kinds of problems. Smirnov allegedly told the FBI again falsely that, again, these Burisma officials would pay Joe and Hunter Biden $5 million apiece. Okay. And his apparent motive for doing so, he just doesn't like Joe Biden, disliked President Biden. And so this was a way to undermine Joe Biden politically and hopefully weaponize the DOJ against Joe Biden. Folks, this is damning stuff. Democrats, of course, are taking a victory lap, as well they should. Jasmine Crockett, again, one of my favorite freshman Democrats, said James Comer's star witness against Joe Biden was just charged by the Trump-appointed special counsel with making false claims. This is the informant who provided the core evidence in the GOP's impeachment investigation. According to a federal grand jury, he made it all up. Jared Moskowitz was gloating too. The witness of the FD 1023 form was just indicted for making it all up. And then, of course, he posted this iconic GIF from Elf with Will Ferrell saying, "You sit on a throne of lies." Maxwell Frost, the youngest member of Congress, Gen Z Democrat, says, "Look at this. This is the secret informant that Chair Comer used as the basis for pretty much all of our Hunter Biden hearings." Again, this witness, this previously anonymous witness, was just charged by the Department of Justice for making knowingly false statements about Joe and Hunter Biden to influence the Justice Department and obstruct justice. This is utterly damning, folks. This is a killing, crippling blow to whatever credibility the Biden impeachment inquiry had left, not that it had much at all left. And Democrats should make a point in the media and in the next oversight committee hearing to make it a point to mock, belittle, and insult and make it clear to the American people that the Republican Party's entire witch hunt against President Biden was predicated on lies. I'm sure there's going to be more about this. I can't wait for Republicans to try to spin and react to it, but it doesn't look good. Again, a crippling blow to this entire witch hunt, but I'm sure Republicans will do what they can to drag it out as long as possible. Let me know what you think in the comments.